हेलो फ्रेंड्स, पीटीडब्ल्यू के एक नए एपिसोड में आप लोगों का स्वागत है। दोस्तों, टुडे आई विल टेक यू अवे फ्रॉम द हसल बसल ऑफ modern politics to a place which has played a significant role in our understanding of human evolution. And this place is Sterkfontein Caves. It is at an hour's drive from Johannesburg city to a region which is known as Cradle of Humankind. And this place, in fact, this region has been recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1999. This is not a simply place to visit. In fact, this is the place where you will experience history firsthand. Whether you are a history lover or science enthusiast or adventurer on the way to seeking something extraordinary, this place will leave you in awe of the world beneath your feet. Every step, और यूं कह लें कि जैसे ही आप इस केव में एंट्री करते हैं तो एवरी स्टेप विल टेक यू मिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स बैक in time. And this has given, in fact, this is supposed to be one of the richest sources of information about human evolution. And researchers, they have found thousands of fossils from this place. The most important discovery from this caves is Mrs. Place skull, which is almost 2.4 million years old. And then another famous discovery from this cave is Little Foot, a complete skeleton of a man of Australopithecus. And this will lead you to almost 4 million years back. So this place has given, in fact, a number of, or even thousands of fossils to amplify our understanding of human evolution, how the present modern human beings have evolved from the past. So in that way, this place is very, very important. And I will leave you now to see the movement from the caves.
So as you ascend deep into the Sterkfontein Cave, you are actually going back over 2.5 million years to a time when the South African interior was submerged under a warm shallow sea. So under this condition, sediment formed which eventually hardened into a dolomitic limestone on which you stand as you visit the cave. So the chemical components of the water were rich with several minerals, that is calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, a small portion of manganese, silica, and iron. So at times, changes in the water chemistry formed what you call bands of silica S-chat layer, which are preserved in the rock. So that's why you're going to have what we call ripple marks started forming due to the wave actions against the shore. And now, you're going to have something quite very beautiful. Several millions of years, you start to have what you call the stromatolites. Now, the stromatolites is what we normally see, what we call the cyanobacteria being preserved in. So these cyanobacteria are the first single living organism that made their own food through photosynthesis by releasing oxygen into the atmosphere in return. So as each algal layer was covered by sediment, a new layer was formed in order to reach to the sunlight. And this layered structure are called stromatolite. So these cyanobacteria are similar to the ones that are green, which are plugging your swimming pools today. We have to say thank you to this particular living organism. Why? Because if it wasn't for them, there won't be any inhabitation of the planet Earth, because they gave out too much of oxygen. And now we are taking out oxygen. That's why we say tree and plants, they are important for our sustainability. So whenever you chop down a lot of trees, you're also affecting your life. But we don't know that. The more a lot of trees are done, then your life is in danger, because you need oxygen. But we don't know as people. So you can see that's because when we don't teach people about sustainability now, or environmental, that becomes a challenge. We need to understand. Similar to a plant, I don't know how many of you guys have plants in your house. Not artificial ones, I'm talking about real ones that you can water every day. Do you have such? If you have a plant in your house, you can be able to read people's negative energy. If you see the leaves of that plant drying out, then you must know there's a negative energy, because they give out oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide. That's how you are able to tell whether somebody has negative energy. That's why you see people who've got the bonsai tree, every day in the morning, they do the yoga. They are releasing out negative energy, taking in positive one. Now the bonsai tree has got a healthy lifestyle, but we don't. That's how you're able to track down if somebody's got negative energy or not. So in about 1800 years, South Africa experienced what you call the gold rush. Now, they started flocking into caves looking for a rock that they can process in order for them to purify gold, and that is a limestone. Our caves are dolomitic limestone, and a dolomite, it is a sedimentary rock. It comprises of several minerals, like I told you guys, calcium carbonate, magnesium, manganese, silica, and iron. So these guys came down here, chopping out anything that is white, not like that. This party, the white calcite you see, it grows over thousands of years, forming stalactite, stalagmite, flowstones, or aragonites. Now, they cared less about the beauty of the cave, but that of the potential gain for the commercial purposes. So in other words, the commercial gain or purpose outweighed that of the preservation method. The owner of the cave back then, David Dripper, he actually tried to convince these miners, please preserve this cave. They said, we don't know anything about money. We'll show you what the money is made of. Then now they chopped out everything, blasting out, now taking the rubble outside. That's where some pieces of the fossils were discovered. But what did they make use of this limestone? Apart from purifying gold, they made cement, even today. They made toothpaste, even today. They made bricks and pillars, even today.
No, no spiders. No, we weren't.
Place that we call the silverback grotto, also known as member 2. The richest fossil member, the oldest member, that's where we found Little Foot. Little Foot was found in 1994 through 1997 by Professor Ron Clark, Stephen Mutsumi, and Ngwani Moli. And now when you breathe, you can actually feel that you are breathing there. Since the break of 3 years break. But if it was not closed, whenever you breathe it, think that you know what, air is not okay. It's like something, yeah, release and stuff like that. So yeah, no, there is quite a lot. I'm sure there's a lot. So we don't have aircon around you. We have the natural ventilation in the form of sinkholes. All right. So, in case you're wondering how the cave forms, I know some of you guys will ask such a question. So, hundreds of millions of years were to pass when the Dolomite lays in the surface. Remember when I told you that South African interior was submerged under a warm shallow sea? That is why they say there is water below the earth and there is also water but by other sediment, which formed a massive formation of quartzite and shale, of which they were erupted or by the molten rock erupting from deeper level within the sea. So now, as time goes, you start to have multiple formation because the dolomite now get exposed to the surface. This allows water, as it contains calcium and also acid. Now they start to percolate through the cracks in the dolomite. Then these tiny features or pockets, they start to enlarge over time and they form something like this. But now, as we all know that back in the days, the movement of the place that makes up the earth actually caused many of these limestone beds to be lifted, left higher and dry. Now the changes in the water chemistry forms what we call the bands of silica as chatted layers. Now where silica is in abundance, we start to create the crystallines or arabolates. We call those the shine shines. This is how they are. Because of high quantity or high quantity of silica, we call those arabolates. Do not be misled by these shines that are built in. They just lure you to come and chat if you want to harvest. But this is how they look when you get close. Very sharp, more than 1,000 pieces of a broken bronze. See how sharp they are. But from a distance, you don't see this. It's just attractive to come closer. The more you want to take off these glitters, you can't go out of the fingers. Very sharp. But from a distance, it doesn't even appear to be like that. Now, this is the biggest chamber you can find in the cave. We call this an African elephant chamber. And this is a moment where I'm going to help you to ask you guys to activate your imagination. Because if it doesn't work, unfortunately, imagination works individually. Neither your husband, nor wife, nor kids, nor anybody can help you. We call this an African elephant chamber because of this. Maybe I should come in and assist some of you. When you get deep see here, the gentleman is Dr. Robert Bloom. He's the guy that found the skull of Mrs. West. But what is holding this is not Mrs. West. It's another thing when found in 1960s. It's actually what made him famous. And also, that's what changed him. So I see we've got some shiny parts here, the nose and the head. I mean the head rather. For those of you that knows, you know when you wrap the nose before. This one, when you wrap the head, that is so good. But we can't wrap both because that's backed up because we are being grieved by it. So the nose for this one, the head for backed up. When you get up there, it's either you turn left. The left turn is going to take you through the boardwalk. You're going to be somewhere up there, the bridges where we found Mrs. Press. That will continue to take you to the pregnant. And then the right turn is a quick way back to the building, but nothing to see. That's the first thing. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, by ke fela go nna shaka tloela go unless motho a etsa I get no